Hey, so there is getting things when I want them, there is you getting things when you want them, and then there is the perfect timing of the Lord when we get everything we need at that perfect timing, and it works out so much better that way. Let's talk about it. Last week, as we were in our devotions, we talked through 1 Kings 17, 18, and we were introduced to the man named Elijah, the prophet of God. And this week, as we move into 2 Kings in our devotions, we're introduced to Elijah's understudy, and his name is Elisha. Elisha asked for the double portion of what Elijah was blessed with, and he received that. And Elisha walked in many of the same ways that Elijah did. He would listen to the Lord, and then he would live it out. Listen and obey. Listen and obey. Maybe someone needs to hear that today. Listen to God and obey. Listen and obey. And that's what Elisha did. And as he was traveling, he would come through this place, and one woman, this wealthy woman, said, "This guy is a man of God." And she was so generous that she decided that she was going to build him a room in her house, that whenever he would be in the area, he could come and stay there in that room. Well, Elisha decided that he wanted to figure out how to bless this woman. And so he decided that he was going to pray for a son for this woman. And the Lord granted that. But eventually this son got super sick and died. And so Elisha had to come and heal this boy. The Lord healed the boy through Elisha. And that brings us to 2 Kings chapter 8, starting in verse 1. It says, "Now Elisha had said to the woman whose son he had restored to life, 'Arise and depart with you your household, and go and sojourn wherever you can, for the Lord has called for a famine, and it will come upon the land for 7 years.' So the woman arose," remember, listen and obey. "So the woman heeded the voice of the Lord through Elisha, and said, so the woman arose and did according to the word of the man of God. She went with her household and sojourned in the land of the Philistines for 7 years. And at the end of the 7 years, when the woman had returned from the land of the Philistines, she went to appeal to the king for her house and for her land. Now the king was talking with Gehazi, the servant of the man of God, saying, 'Tell me all the great things that Elisha has done.' And listen to this timing, folks. And while he was telling the king of how Elisha had restored the dead to life, behold, the woman whose son had been restored back to life appealed to the king for her house and for her land. And Gehazi said, 'My lord, O king, here's the woman. Here's her son whom Elijah restored to life.' And when the king asked the woman, she told him. So the king appointed the official for her, saying, 'Restore all that was hers together, and all the produce from her fields from the day that she left until now. Restore it all to her.'" And just so think about that timing, right? Think about that timing of the Lord bringing this woman at the exact moment where this man was speaking to the king and telling this story of how God worked through Elisha to raise this boy from the dead. And now he's like, whoa, there he is. Think of all the people that is blessed by that in the moment, right? There's obviously the woman with her son who's alive now. But in addition to that, because of the Lord's timing, look at all of the other people that were blessed. The king is blessed because he's now hearing this story and seeing this played out in front of him. This man who's telling this story is like blown away at that moment, like, whoa, there's this story, right? And the many other people who were there witnessing all of these things take place. When we would give our lives down to the Lord and seek His timing, He can bless so many other things through that. And so here it is. Allow your heart to be at rest today. Continue to seek after the Lord's timing. His timing is far, far, far better than ours when we can try and make something happen in our own timing. That's why the Bible says that we can take off all our anxieties and just lay them before the Lord, and we can trust Him that He's got this in control and that He's got this in His timing. And all we need to do is listen and obey. Let's listen, let's obey, let's trust in His timing this week. God bless you.